Attention Entropians, Bob Silent here again. And today, I'm talking about loot professions. Somebody solved all of them uh, here on Entropia Wiki. They're all solved. Mutant, robot, and animal. Right? Now, as I predicted, anatomy, analysis, perception affects animal. It also affects mutant. I believe mutant also has genetics, which I said might be part of one of them. Also has biology, right? Anyway, like most skills, it's about half skill specific to that profession. In the case of animal looter, that's scavenging and butchering. Or, I mean, skinning and butchering. Scavenging is a general looter skill. But perception's 9%, right? Anatomy's 7%. Analysis is 5%. Biology is 3%. Scientist is 2%. Xenobiology is 2%. Zoology is 4%. This one is only for skinning. This one's only for skinning. So serendipity, which you can only get at hey, it's not up here. Serendipity comes at level 30. If this has serendipity, it'll unlock it at level 30. I'm pretty sure. But I'm betting that anyone who has animal looter at 30 probably already has the unlocks. Dexterity, alertness, and intelligence, which none of these you can really control too much how you gain. They're pretty low percentage gains and everything. Now, for animal looter and mutant looter, your best bet is not that one. Resource gather, right? Because I know that perception, 10%, that's the one of the better ways to gain perception. I think there's only like 2 better ways to gain perception. Maybe only one better way. Yeah, decoy dispenser is the only better way. And decoy dispenser is not cheap to skill, so I don't recommend it. Now, captain and resource gatherer. Captain, again, not a cheap skill to level because you have to crew a spaceship for a while before they let you get there, but that's okay. Resource gather, so you can chop wood to get there faster with perception than you would with the looter profession, slightly. Right? In addition to that, now resource gather hasn't been fully worked out yet, but you see it does 10% to perception. It does affect intelligence, alertness, and dexterity. It also affects analysis, biology, genetics, and zoology, all to some extent. This makes it probably the best set of overlaps because the only skill that goes specifically into resource gathering is the 34% resource gathering skill. The rest of these go to multiple things. Geology is good for mining, perception is good for everything, especially looting. The rest of these are like medical skills. For robot looting, my first choice would be vehicle structural engineer. There is electronics, mechanics, right? You get scientists once you level up into it. It's got intelligence, and it's a good value gain for intelligence. Now you do lose. There's vehicle technology and vehicle preparing and blueprint comprehension. Those are all just construction skills. But if you eventually want to craft, this is good to get. Engineering is good to get, right? Now, it's not exactly efficient, but you do get there pretty well through paramedic for animal and mutant as well, because you get the serendipity skill, right? You get anatomy at 13% of your gains, right? And when you level into it, you get scientist. And dexterity. I forgot dexterity. It's not too bad. Also, the various investigator professions are not too bad. I mean, you're 50% to scan robot, right? 8% to probing. Those are only good for scanning, and scanning's generally not a very useful or high markup skill. So, but it does have intelligence and perception, and it has electronics and mechanics for the robot investigator, right? It's got scientist. It's okay. I still think resource gather is probably your best bet for humanoids, and then vehicle repair is probably your best bet for the robots. So, and yeah, see, humanoid investigator, it's also like biology, analysis, anatomy. These are pretty good values for anatomy and analysis and biology. But perception is like the highest markup skill, because people still believe that perception directly affects your mining claims. And now it does affect your looter skills to 9%, so that probably even pushes its value up higher. Now, the best ways to level analysis, if you don't want to level perception for some reason, like resource gather is really the best for perception. But I think the investigator skills might actually be the best for analysis, right? They don't know what the values are for gardener or resource gatherer. They probably fit somewhere in the middle here, between 10 and 5. So you can see it's still probably all the overlap seems to be like within a certain grouping of skills, that your best options for gaining, if you're not just going to go out and loot animals and mutants and robots, is vehicle repairing and resource gathering. Both of which are guaranteed to lose you money every time, but it's not so bad. It's really like vehicle repairing is probably the cheapest way to get into crafting. Leveling up your crafting skills so you're not burning peg going through blueprints. I went the burn through EP1 route instead myself. So I have plenty of mechanics, but not so much any of the other skills for robot looter, right? I have mechanics, which is only 3%. I have plenty of perception from my resource gathering. Plenty of analysis from my resource gathering. But Robot Looter is my lowest profession because most of my gains that work out were from chopping wood. So, yeah, I'm much better at animal and mutant looter than I am because they have the anatomy and the biology, right? Much better at those than I am with the robot looter. Now, somebody who's been doing a lot of crafting for a long time is probably a much higher robot looter than they are a mutant looter or an animal looter, unless they're like, they do it all. They hunt, they craft, they mine. There is also some synergy with mining, right? Because computer is peripherally a mining skill. You also get a little bit of analysis, I think. No, you don't. We looked at it. Right. Strangely enough, analysis is not gained by mining or prospecting. But perception is. Perception affects just about every skill. So, in general, it's one of the best things to level up because it affects, it affects all of the hit percentages to 2%. It affects captain, resource gatherer, the looter skills, right? Gardener, prospector, surveyor. All of the investigation skills. Like, this is the one pretty much universal skill. Treasure hunter, all 5%. Then all of the combat skills. Oh! I did forget one profession. Pet handler's not too bad if I remember all of the overlaps. Pet handler has zoology, it has the scientist, it has perception, it has intelligence and alertness and dexterity, right? But it has 60% going to just animal training skills. So that's not so awesome, right? But 19% zoology is pretty good. Eh. So anyway, in summary, again, for those of you who weren't paying attention through the whole video, skipped to the end, right? If you want to level your looter professions without actually just going out and killing mobs and looting them, your best options are either resource gatherer or vehicle structural engineer, depending upon which one you're trying to level up, right? If you're looking to loot robots, the 6% in mechanics and 6% in electronics from vehicle structural engineer and the 5% from intelligence are very good. And once you level up into it, serendipity, also very good, and scientist. In resource gatherer, it's not solved yet, but basically you get a 10% match here for perception, you get the dexterity, you get the alertness, you get the intelligence, you get the analysis, the biology, the genetics, and the zoology for animal looter. The genetics for Mutant Looter, right? And then these are for both. That's all I've got for you today, Entropians. Stay safe out there.